What's up, my pack? M.V.Kid here, back again. How's everybody doing on that? And guys, with that being said, I'm sure you guys probably or may have been maybe in the back of your mind, like, yo, I wonder what Chris thought of the first part overall of Young Justice Outsiders. What about those last episodes? I really wanted to hear his thoughts on that. Well, you know what, guys? Sometimes it take a little time. You want to digest what you saw, and yeah, I saw it, and I wanted to digest what I saw because by the end of that, I'm just like, no, they're not going there. But yeah, I'm gonna talk about it. So sit back, relax. I'm not gonna go too long. I promise. But I definitely want to talk about the first part of Young Justice. Young Justice, indeed, because Young Justice Outsiders, because it pretty much first part pretty much wrapped up the initial story arc, even though they kept adding nuances to it in terms of new characters and things like that. But it pretty much wrapped up the first story arc. What was mainly the first story arc was mainly about finding Princess Terra, um, Terra, Brion's sister, and they did. But before I go into all that, let's talk a little bit about the first part in terms of these last episodes. Last four episodes, I believe, were pretty damn good. I got my notes right here, so I'm. If you see me looking this way, I have my notes right here, so I'm things like that. But the last four episodes were pretty good and pretty damn interesting indeed because the last four episodes we saw kind of uh, an episode that was dedicated to the original outsiders, Batman, Kitana, and Metamorpho, who we finally got to see. And then, of course, an episode that was pretty much dedicated straight to Beast Boy. And then there was an episode that was focused a lot on um, Violet, aka Halo, and uh, Forager, who is now has a charm that was given to him by Zatanna, who is called Fred Bug, and they go to school. And we also saw some characters be introduced, like Harper Row and people like that. And the last episode really focused on going after and getting Terra back. But that episode that focused on the outsiders was really pretty good. I wrote in my notes. I was really impressed how it focused on Batman, um, Metamorpho, and Kitana. I also put in my notes. I love the fact that Kitana is very quiet. She's silent. She doesn't talk too much. She focused more on her body. Her body languages does more of her actions for her. And we see they are on Santa Prisca, and they are trying to get information if Terra's there, which was really interesting. I also kind of put on my note. I didn't really like the design of Bane, which I didn't. But I was good to hear that it was still Danny Trejo doing the voice. I also put in my notes props to the team for actually pulling a little bit of Secret Six, where in Secret Six, Bane had gotten off the Venom. He even said it. It was a crutch, and we saw that in this episode he wasn't on the Venom one. He was still, as we all knew, could still hang hang his own with Batman. Uh, Another great scene was seeing Kitana versus Lady Shiva, and I love my line. My favorite line in that is where Lady Shiva even says, "I will give you credit. You do have the superior blade, but your soul taker. But I'm the superior sword woman, and your blade is coming with me." And I love, and I put it on my notes right here. Loved Kitana's reply to that, just a smirk, like, yeah, like, woman, please. Like, I love that, and I love the how they showcase Metamorpho in this. Like he was just all over the place, like to the point where you just see how much he can take, how far he can go in terms of taking damage while he was fighting Deathstroke and things like that. It was amazing, and I love when Deathstroke even said like, you know, hurts, doesn't it? He's like, not really. I'm in constant pain all the time, which also gave you a little note like, ooh, okay, that's something that I don't in my years of reading the comics and the Outsiders book, they never really focused on Metamorpho. Like, is he in immense pain all the time? So, and another one that I also focused on in this episode was the focus that it was they did exactly, the team did exactly what they wanted to do, needed to do. Get the info, get out. That's all they weren't trying to get anything else. It was just boom, A to point B that just got, and getting to point B had an obstacle. But other than that, it was really good. I very much enjoyed that. The the other episode was pretty much focused more on Cyborg, who we finally get to see Victor Stone episode ago, and then he is yelling at Silas, his father. Silas is being as a dick, and a person like, man, what kind of father is he? Like, you know, kind of downplaying Victor's accolades. Like, look, I got all these schools coming at me for a scholarship, and he's like, oh, if you have your grades up, you don't need a scholarship. And Victor's like, I got a 4.0 average. And you just see just the sheer anger with Victor towards his father, and in doing so, basically lying, basically pulling that whole, oh, you care so much more about what's going on in this lab instead of your own flesh and blood. And he storms out. Unfortunately, there's an accident, and boy, is there an accident. And I didn't think they were going to show all that, but they showed, just, it was gruesome. That was probably the most graphic. That episode was probably the most graphic of the episodes. And we saw what happens later. He is merged with alien tech, a father box, and Halo comes to help him, and we get to see also more in depth into, which is cool. I actually put on my notes here. I actually liked the fact that Cyborg was not just, oh, I'm a cyborg now. I'm fully in control. I like that. I like that they had him like really kind of morphing between, fighting between his humanity and this new alien tech or father box. And we also get to see more into who Halo is and what she is and what she has been resurrected as. And that was really interesting as well. Like I said, my knowledge of Halo has deepened, kind of downplayed a little bit because um, I can't really remember too much about her. But it was really interesting to see where they went with that. I did like when they were in school, and seeing Harper Row, Bluebird, aka Bluebird, was great. Um, but Fred Bug is the Fred Bug is hilarious. So that was really interesting. The next episode, which was called Nightmare Monkeys, focused more on Garfield, and we get to see more into why he's an actor, why he's doing this, everything like that. And it is shown that he's doing this more to stay closer to his mother, and I can respect that. I respect that. And guys, when it comes to stuff with mothers and stuff like that's always gonna touch me. It's always gonna I'm gonna get emotional with that one. So that got me emotional with this. But we also get to see more on the point, and I put in my notes here that we see that the VR helmets are more looking for metahumans, and we go more inside of Garfield's head to kind of see exactly why he was chosen, and we go into detail like why he got the powers and everything like that, why he can turn into animals, which kind of I was like, I wrote here on my notes, reaching, but I'm cool with it. Also put in my notes for this episode, why did they have to pull the BS with Teen Titans Go? I did not like that. I really wish they had kept that out of it. But really basically showcasing that Looks like Beast Boy is going to return back to the team, which is good, and everything like that. But yeah, um, this is probably the best. Young Justice is probably the best. I would say personally the best animated adaptation of Beast of the character. So yeah, definitely that's me. And the last episode, called True Heroes, focused mainly on the team going into enemy territory. They got the information and they go to rescue Princess Terra. And she is in this underground fight circuit for metahuman kids and got all these people betting on them. And it kind of looked like the Court of Owls a little bit. I'm like, okay. And there was some other characters, from like comics that was in it. But we see Simon is definitely like a head honcho, and along with Devastation and a couple other people. And Breon is, kind of a little hot headed, but they're trying to tell Breon, look, okay, we got to do this right. Let's Can't go in there guns blazing. I forgot also Icicle Jr. was in there, which was interesting. And we see uh, Terra is fighting. She's fighting Holocaust. Yeah, Holocaust. I think his name was Holocaust. Right? Let me make sure I put him on the notes. Yes, it was Holocaust, another milestone character. So interesting that they're using a lot of milestone characters in this, and we also see how they're able to get Terra. They just buy her, like, and easy peasy, lemon squeezy. They get her in, they get out, they take her, and that's it. And they tell Breon to get her out of here. However, they stay behind. The rest of the team stays behind to get the rest of the kids. But it was really interesting to see, that the brother and sister duo come back, and it was really cool to see that, to see Geoforce and Terra work together. You have Black Lightning in there facing Devastation. This is Devastation we're talking about. This is the same woman that took on, comic wise, took on Wonder Woman. In the comics, Devastation was a smaller stature woman, not as big as she is in the show. We also see that Icicle Jr., I think, had a thing with McGann, and Superboy saying, we're getting engaged, we're married, we're going to get married. And he's like, oh, cool. Like, but he's all happy about it, even though he's fighting them. And he's like, it looks like there's hope for me, too. And that was funny. Um, but more importantly, the team is able to get the kids out and get them safe. But like my favorite part was with Black Lightning, where Devastation's like, is that all? I can take anything you throw at me. I can take all the best shots you get. And he's like, I was hoping you say that. Like, Jefferson ain't throwing out all 100% of his power at you. So when he did it, yeah, she fell like that, which was hilarious. I was like, stupid. Like, I actually laughed out loud when she told Jefferson to give her all you got, and I'm like, stupid, you stupid. Um, but definitely a very intense episode, and looks like all was well. I thought, okay, well, Tara's going to join the team. I thought they were going to do a little something different, and not focus and not be like, like too much like the comics. Take sources, but also be a little different. This world is a lot different, but I was wrong, because by the end of the episode, what did we see? We saw Tara get up out of. Oh, she wasn't asleep all the way. She got up. She got on her cell phone and she's texting with someone, and she says, "I'm in." And next you know, you see who's looking at the text. None other than Slade Wilson himself, Deathstroke, who I believe is leading the League of Shadows now. And I'm just like, they're gonna do they're gonna do it. I was like, oh, I was hoping they wouldn't do it, but I was like, yeah, they're gonna do a JC. They're gonna pull from the JC. Probably one of the most, arguably the best story arc storyline in Titans history, and they're pulling from it. And all I kept thinking about is Breon. Like, oh, this is gonna break his heart to know that his sister is not under control. She is willingly working for him. If I remember correctly, he was heartbroken by that. Like, she was willingly working with Slade. So that right there kind of got me. I'm like, like I didn't think they were gonna go there, but after I should have thought about it, and I hear in my notes I even said, "Stupid me." I should have thought about. I should have even not even negated the idea because I started to negate that idea once they started mentioning Terra, and in the beginning of the series. I'm like, they're not gonna do a JC. They're not gonna do the Judas contract. I'm thinking, no, they're not gonna do it. They're not gonna do it. You know, this is they're pulling from different avenues, but this is going to be different. I was wrong, and they did. So I actually put that in my notes. Like, yeah, that was stupid. I slapped myself. I did that earlier. I'm not slapping myself anymore, guys. But the first part of Young Justice Outsiders was really good. They wrapped up some storylines that was good to wrap that they wrapped up. They didn't keep it going. Um, and the next 13 episode will be in June, and we're gonna get more into it. But yeah, man, I very much enjoyed it, guys. The first part of Young Justice Outsiders was good. It was gravy, even though I don't like gravy. So let me use something that I do like. There's a lot of frosting. Okay, something like that. It was good. It was really good. I actually went back not too long ago and rewatched the first part again, just to see if I missed anything and things like that. And I probably still have, but I just enjoyed watching uh, the episodes, and it makes me wonder how these next episodes are going to get. I'm heard that there's going to be a story that's going to really center on Lobo, and I'm like, ooh, okay, I don't mind some more Lobo. But other than that, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed me ranting, running my mouth off about my thoughts on the last part, the part one of Young Justice Outsider. You guys tell me in the comment section below, or if not, what you thought about it. How do you guys feel they're gonna pull off, Terra? And are you with me on this? This is gonna kill Breon. To know that his sister is a misguided villain. I don't. Should I use that? I don't know. But you know, how do you guys feel? And are they gonna pull really, truthfully from the Judas contract more? Because to me, no series, even the animated movie itself, has really dedicated itself truly to that story arc. This has a chance to be better than all of the rest. And I'm going to leave it with that. But other than that, this is M.V.Kid saying peace, love, stay tuned, keep it real, guys. I'm out. And I'll see you guys in June.